Well, evening on this lovely sunny Northern Ireland evening, as you can see. Some people have been asking me for a wee quick glance around the group's latest acquisition, Citybus Bristol RE 2542. As you can see, pretty much as she was when she left TransLink. Was withdrawn on the 31st of October 2003, and she was then sold off to the Hope Transport Museum in Dublin in November 2004, where she remained until a few years ago, when she reappeared in Northern Ireland, having passed back up north for continued preservation. So we then managed to acquire it on a very much need to know that it was for sale basis. Wasn't publicly advertised. We just happened to get very, very lucky at the time that one of these came up, and we, as you say, money talks. And well, we certainly got lucky in that respect. So we'll show you on board. Ignore his lordship sitting on his throne.
Oh yes.
So close the door, keep the heat in.
Whatever heat there is.
Also, one of the things is the ticket machine also is still wired in, so that's one of our.
For the day.
Oh, shut you up. But there we go. So the ticket machine is wired in, as you can hear. It's quite a nice feature. Spotlight's working. There's the dashboard. Center cap is coming. Don't worry. But yeah, and it horn works, and it also does have still retains the chirp indicator sound, as you can see. So we'll take a wee gander up inside the bus. Pardon the mess. Obviously, it's mid restoration, if you could call it that. Mid overhaul, mid tidy up. If you have been watching our update posts as we go, you will have seen the sort of work that we've been carrying out on the bus at the time. So, for example, Jubilee clips have been getting replaced, just because Jubilee clips are getting replaced as preventative maintenance, because the last thing you'd want is one of them to fail going down the road. So those are slowly but surely getting replaced, because if I show you here, there's actually some of the Jubilee clips. There's one that actually snapped, and then these ones here, as you can see, are just we're in really poor condition, so it was best to get those off and get them replaced. Still quite a lot to do Jubilee clips wise. New tyres have been organised for the bus, so tyres are being sorted in due course. On top of that, we also have, this is the power specs for Lawn Skylight over there. There's the old rubber, which is very, very brittle and cracking and dried out, so that's why it fell through in the first place. So we do have some new rubber also organised and sorted, as well as a fitting tool to get that perspex back into this skylight to stop the bus leaking like a sieve. And then on top of that, there's a few light bulbs need replaced in the back end. I think there's like a reverse light and a brake light out, and that's really about it in that respect. We finally today got the bus to pressurise at 120 pounds per square inch in both tanks, as you can see, instead of the previous 110 psi, which wasn't quite right. So glad that wee job's out of the way. The heating is very nice in the bus, so it's nice and toasty on board, to say the least. Nice and good in the winter. As I say, plan is, all being well, we'll get her sorted, get her on the road as quickly and as efficiently as we can. provided we get all the jobs that need doing done and dusted. Like I say, tyres have been organised, so tyres are coming soon. Tyres will be fitted soon. Still have to give the bus a full service, so we need to get filters and oil in for that. Also, wiper blades need replaced because they are just well, they're about as much use on that windscreen as a pair of pencils. So yeah, as you can see, the bus also still has its extremely luxurious and extremely comfortable for your backside fiberglass seats. So, you know, absolutely, this is first class. So if you have a first class ticket, come sit up here. This is where you this is where you go. But yeah, there's not much more to say this evening. But yeah, so eventually the bus will get painted as well, but it's not on our immediate priority list. There is much more important things than a bit of paint. So we will, of course, just be touching up the paint where it's absolutely necessary and when absolutely necessary, just to keep it looking somewhat decent on the outside. But eventually, when time and resources does permit, we will get the bus in for a paint job. Now, a couple of people have been asking what variation of livery it's going to retain or get. Basically what it has. So for example, the bus will be keeping these orange rubber grab handle additions that were added on in the late 90s in the sort of Mark II Citybus era, with new disability discrimination regulations coming in. These had to be fitted so that the poles were easier to be seen by those that were hard of sight. So the bus will be retaining those, and the bus will retain basically TransLink spec, because there isn't, to our knowledge, another Citybus RE that carries the TransLink branding, or what some of the older enthusiasts refer to as Mark III. So it'll retain this variation of delivery. Something different means it'll stand out on its own to an extent, and it means it doesn't look like the rest of the REs that there is out there. Just gives it a wee bit more variety among the preservation scene in regards of high floors and X types and just REs in general. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we will see you all soon.